right, and then we'll be doing the pistol in just a short second as well. So good stuff ahead of us. And for those wondering about the map vetoes, at least the maps are going to be Overpass as a first one, Mirage as a second, and third, if needed, is going to be Dust 2. Overpass is picked by Tricked, and Pride, they've picked Mirage. And let's talk a little bit about this matchup, I guess. You know, it's likely that we're going to be seeing Tricked take it, whether that be a 2-0 fashion or a 2-1 fashion. It's not clear yet, but Tricked, I'd say, are definitely the overdogs coming into this matchup. That being said, Pride are definitely a team that we've really got to watch out for here on the Polish side. They are at least proven to be one of the more skilled teams in this event. I'd say, arguably, this is probably one of the best matchups we're going to have so far in the whole event. So, yeah, this could definitely go either way. Pride could take this out of the hands of Tricked, but they are the Danish superstars. Well, not really superstars, that's a bit of a meme, but they're definitely up there. I think currently they're ranked... let me get the ranking at least for the Danish. Yeah, they're ranked 4th in Denmark, so just behind Heroic at 3rd, Astralis at 2nd, and Dignitas at 1st, which I feel like it's a fair ranking. So, yeah. But Pride, obviously, very good Polish team. The Polish team not having as many kind of top-tier teams as the Danish team does, but they definitely do have a lot of skill teams, VP obviously being one of them. They've kind of got the Kingwin, Vex, CLG, CSGO, Lounge roster, all kind of mixed every now and then. And obviously Pride being up in a close 3rd as well. So, welcome everyone. Going to be jumping into this pistol round. Pride on that CT side after winning the 9th round. And this is Overpass as well, so that CT side is going to be important. You're going to want the favoured side. Tricked are going to be starting up with a P250 investment from S-Tag, a bit of a utility as well, and a P250 from Hunden dropped over for Juggy, so he's got that with armour. That's going to be something at least to work with for the side of Tricked, but Pride, they are going to be going for the one kitted buy and 4 armoured buys. They send a very fast push, at least from Exus, up towards Long. He is going to be on a great flank just to start things off, and he may be able to catch out a free kill. Juggy, he walks right into it. Nice headshot there with a P250. Man advantage for Trick now, and a 5v4 on the play as they start to push up towards this A site. Repo, he has to hold this one off. Spots out the first, but they're just going to overrun him. Borup gets out entry, and now 3 players remaining already. The rotations are going to be coming through. There's just Camille on the site. Reitz and Morals just coming in through the CT spawn, and Camille is tapping away, but these T's, they've already backed off. Borup landing another headshot, but look at them, they've already rotated back on. It's all on Borup on the A side, but it doesn't even matter. They don't even need to rotate because Borup is making quick work of them. What just happened? Tricked, a completely flawless round, back and forth, hitting their shots, and the pistol going to be granted to them as well. Pride now going into their force bite. We see a pause called in. That's probably going to be a... oh, okay, it's a technical pause. So just getting the round restart delay changed. Hopefully that won't take too long. But I'd love to know who we have in chat here. What's everyone's predictions, at least for the matchup today? Are you hedging your bets on Tricked? Do you think Pride are going to pull ahead and win? Let me know in chat what you think. And again, for those wondering, this is a best of 3, a single elimination. Loser is going to be going out of the event, and winner is going to be heading forward to the semi-finals. And we can at least see who they're going to be joining as well. Currently in the semi-finals, we have EPG, the Peter Roster, the Russians, Outlaws, the Bulgarians, and Dark Passage, the Turks. So very good teams. Obviously, Hamas versus EPG went the way of EPG. Outlaws knocked out Fragsport, and Dark Passage had a pretty easy time against the UK team Infused. And this is definitely a formidable opponent for both teams. Neither team clearly in the runnings to take this one, but even though Trick does have a little bit of an innate advantage, I guess you could say. However, they have been having their issues recently in terms of having roster changes. They did just bring in Borup fairly recently. They also lost Nico, which made them bring in Juggy, the previously Copenhagen Wolves player. So they've had a couple of switches, I guess. So we got a lot of pride in Pride. Proscar calls out Tricked. Got a few people in the favour of Tricked. Yeah, no, we got an equal split in terms of fans here. Tricked are playing from the gaming house. Ooh, that's a good advantage. You can tell because of the pings, but not put together on land. Still, that's quite interesting. Maybe that will give them a bit of an advantage. Maybe they have a coach behind them. You know, it's all these little things can add up. Maybe they're just feeling it. They've been playing all day, warming up, whereas Pride may be doing other things. You know, just little details could lead them to win this map. And obviously, going through to the semi-finals will be a bit of achievement as well. $5,000 or euros, sorry, on the line. No, I think it's dollars. Yeah, no, it is dollars. I'm right. And that's split between the first 4 places as well. So neither team's up into that spot just yet. Well, I mean, they are. They're all in the top 4, but winner of this is going to be joining EPG, Outlaws, and Dark Passage in the top 4. So I guess they will guarantee themselves at least $500, and then $1,500 for second, and $2,500 for first. But jumping back into the game here as we go into the second round, I'm not sure if it's fixed. It seems to be fixed, maybe. Not too sure, but into the game anyway. And Pride, they're on that force by Tricked. They've got a couple of AKs and some UMPs as well to work with here for the Tricked side. And they are going to be setting up towards this A side as well, so a bit of a fast push up towards this bathroom area. Maeve holding outside of long just to wait for some aggression on the side of the CTs, but nothing will be going down here from the side of Pride. As Trick, they just put together a bit of a slow push, getting all their forces together, trying to find some map control and information early on. Pride aren't going to be playing too aggressively though, so no information going to be passed along, at least from the side of the Polish. Just adjusting my mic so we get the at least best audio we can, if that's possible here, from my online setup. Never the best, but regardless, Reach, he's going to spot out a bit of long control. Now Trick, they're going to be hitting in towards the speed site. Bomb going to be coming through as well. Borup leading this charge, and they will spot out the first couple of CTs. Nice spray down there. Lines up 2 of them, and now the rotation is going to be on Repo coming in, but S-Tag's holding down the angle to catch him out as well, so not a great position for him to be in. Camille, meanwhile, going down on the site, and now it is all on Nexus here on the CT side. Stuck over towards the CT spawn, and Tricked, they are going to have this round in the bag with only 1 death on Hunden. The rest of them getting away with their guns for the time being, and I don't think Exus should be getting any exits here. Tags down Juggy, but he's just playing it safe. He does have an AK as well, so not wanting to lose that as well. The round will be going to him at the end of the day anyway. Trick, they pick it up, and Pride now going into their full eco, so unlikely to garner anything out of this round, so just pull in the pistols. Probably no investment either, because none of them have over 2,200 here, so it wouldn't really be a wise buy. P250 bought up makes a bit of sense, but by and large we're not going to see too much go the way of Pride here. Trick definitely going to be more well equipped to deal with this, and this time they've actually bought up another AK, knowing this is likely to be a hopefully flawless round for them, as a couple of UMBs are going to be bought up or kept at least from the side of Tricked. You can bring those into the rifle rounds as well. Obviously CT side's going to be better with the UMPs, but T side, they can definitely make it work up against them 4s. And again, if you lose your teammates so you get picks, you can always trade out the weapons. So yeah, UMP is definitely not bad weapons. And this nade should be the death of a player down there. Exus goes down. We've already seen an entry. Couple more from S-Tag. He's just racking up the dollar bills right now. 1,500 for him so far. Maeve going to follow up with 600 of his own. And Repo now alone. Caught out in toilets. It's looking like a flawless round in the way of Tricked so far. He only has a P2K, so they are just going to hunt him down. And there we go. Trick, they pick it up. Now we go into the buy. Pride, they should have the full buy up. No AWP in play unless they go for the glass cannon, but no, they're just going to play it safe. They don't even have enough for the glass cannon either. So just investing fully in the rifles. No kits, one part of an issue. That will be not too much of a deficit. I guess they still have the weaponry to work with. But Trick, they are setting up towards B very fast on. We have Reach, he spots out that first player, but he's going to have to flash himself back in. He needs to reposition towards his pit. He will. Support from Morals as well. Getting that first pick to tease. They haven't found their entry just yet. Morals follows up with a second. Finally going to be traded, and S-Tag as well follows up with a kill. It's going to be a 3-on-3 now. Bomb going down. Still plenty of utility to work for on the side of Trick, so they can just expel all of that to force ECTs to stay out away from the site and not get their retake on. But we got this little boost going over towards the spawn. They are going to be committed to that. Repo getting a higher angle just to find himself a pick, but nothing going to be presenting itself. He's just jumping and shooting, but already getting tagged down as well by these players here. Close position from S-Tag. He gets himself another 2 here. Pistol going to be out, and Camille, he will trade, but 1 HP means Hunden is not going to have an issue getting rid of him, and Tricked a 4th round on the board. They keep 2 alive as well. And Pride, now another eco, but remember, this isn't all over. Their next buy is going to be a very big buy as well. They'll have the kits, they'll have full utility, and they will have an AWP if they so want to. So the loss bonus stacking up, and you can see they're not even buying down to fully 2k. They're just saving a fair bit so they can get all that utility and the kits as well. So very, very safe here for Pride. Not expecting to pick up this round for them, and they will have a very decent buy coming up into the next. Maybe matched or Tricked, of course, but Borup is still on that UMP as a bit of a deficit, but nothing too massive here as we see Tricked again assert dominance over towards this A site. the meantime, though, Camille, he's going to find himself a pick there with the 5-7. It's going to be a late refrag, but still back into a 4-on-4, and Borup finally putting it back in their favour with a couple more kills. We're, again, not expecting anything from Pride this round. This is the kind of round that you can afford to give away. You can kind of just play a little bit aggressively, play some silly CS, catch out some T's if you want to, but either way, Trick, they pick it up. Just to clarify again, this is their pick, so you'd like to expect that they would be okay in clearing up the first few rounds, but now the buy comes in. This is what we talked about. So we have the AWP in play. Look at the utility, it's great. The kits as well, going to be all across the board aside from Exus, no deficit there. And Pride, this is going to be the make or break round. If they can pick this one up, they can definitely start piling them together and bring themselves back into a better scoreline, but if they lose out on this, this is where we could see a bit of a dominant scoreline for Tricked instead. I like this boost though. This isn't a very typical boost. The only issue is you don't really have any support towards long. Actually, as I say that, Reetz is holding the angle. So, no, this is a really good setup. I'm not too sure why Reetz is holding long and Camille's also holding long when no one has their eyes on short, but not going to matter anyway. Morals boosted up. He's going to drop down eventually. That's a really good position to get a pick from though. You don't see that too often. And Tricked, again, setting up a default here, waiting for some aggression. Nothing's going to be provided. They will just be holding fast on the side of Pride, but Tricked eventually are going to have to hit towards the site. It's looking like B will be their site of choice, and as the time starts to tick down and they realise these Polish players, they aren't going to be taking really any fights. They want to bring the fight to them. Starting to push out onto the B side it will be, and it's going to be the full push as well. Reetz has to hold down the angle, gets sprayed down by Borup. Maiev finds himself his first entry as well, and Camille, he's going to get one before he gets traded. 2 players now remaining for the side of Pride. The bomb's going to go down on the site as well, and 50 seconds left on the clock. London, okay. You see why you call him the god. He's going to headshot Repo through smoke as he tries to exit, and Exus already running for the hills with his AWP, bringing that into the next round, but that is Trick securing 6 and maybe even 7 here as Pride. They're unlikely to buy up around this one saved AWP. I can imagine we will see pistols here with a bit of armor as well, maybe some kind of investment, but not a full buy by any means. They obviously do have the max loss bonus, so they can buy down to 2k and then buy up the next round, but that doesn't by any means mean more than, you know, a $1,500 investment into this. So it is going to be the round for Tricked, likely a second one as well, and oh no, not even a saved AWP there as Hunden denies it. So Tricked, very dominant stuff here with a 6-0, and Pride now, as I said, maybe pistols, maybe some armor, but nothing else. Yeah, so that is going to be it. That's what the doctor ordered here for Pride, and again, each buy they go into is going to be very lucrative. They're going to have a lot of money, but still, they are 6 rounds in, about to be 7 rounds in without a round on the board. So this isn't a great start for Pride, but again, you know, this is only the first map. Overpass is the map picker Tricked, so I'm not counting them out by any means. They can always even get back into this one. We are so early, only halfway through the first half as well, so all they need to do is start forcing these T's down to eco, stop building up the CT economy, and while that is easier said than done, that's still definitely a possibility that they could try and pull out. Morals again with this nice boost. He's going to be able to spot up Borup, this time over towards Connector. Hunden trading, but Pride, they've got the pick. They're going to back off. It is equalised, yes, but with pistols, that's definitely a favourable position here with these T's. Next is he's going to double down as well with another pick. It's Pride to now take the man advantage, but no rifles has been secured on the side of these Polish, so it is still going to be very, very difficult. And a bit of a failed molly from S-Tag, but Juggy, he's going to get himself another entry down towards the A site as we see a bit too aggressive from Exus, pushing up to try and grab himself a rifle. And now Pride, they are going to be pincering in on these Tricked players. You can see coming out through along this Maiev to try and defend. He doesn't do so, gets sprayed down. Now S-Tag, he has to trade. There's 2 players with just 10 HP here between them pretty much as we see this push go in. S-Tag, he just needs to hit 1 bullet, but he gets caught out. Morals takes him down. Now it's going to be, well, Juggy going down all on S-Tag. He tries to find 2, but only gets 1 for his troubles. Reetz grabs that AK. Camille, not going to save anything else, but it will be Pride to pick up that round. I'm not too sure how. They saved so much money as well, considering that was an eco or a quasi, if anything. So a 6-1 now. Tricked, they're going to have a lot of money to work with still to go for their buy, but Pride, they are not holding back in any means. And now Tricked have the potential to reset the economy of Pride, and while they do have a little bit saved in the bank after winning that eco, it's still going to be very positive here for the Danish if they can force Pride back down to the $1,400 loss bonus, and that is going to be the aim of the game. However, if they start losing, this is a kind of situation where Pride could come back into the matchup, start picking up rounds on the CT side, and potentially even, you know, take this half in a favourable position, especially with entries like that. Moral's going to be able to find the first pick, but Borup, he's a new addition for Tricked, and he's definitely showing why. 2 entries there, nice spray control. It's going to be a 4-on-5, and Pride Man deficit here as we see Trick just hold on. They don't even need to commit to anything just yet. They've got plenty of time left on the clock, and while that is only for a short amount of time, still, it's going to be in their favour. And it will be B, their site of choice here. Two defenders, Repo's positioned over towards the CT spawn. Flash going to push Camille out, but he actually gets blinded by it, so that means he's not able to find his pick onto the blinded out Hunden, playing very close, exposing just his head, and Camille waiting for the angle, catches it as well. Now a pick going to be traded back into the CT side, but he's forced down short, and now these teams are starting to take control, but Borup, you should not be caught out with a nade in your hand in that position. He's going to go down. Now two players on the Pride side as they push right back in. It's going to be Camille to jump in through the smoke, but Maiev to deny, and now Repo and Exus. Repo going down, now Exus can't be boosted with that ult, but he's still going to be able to catch out the exposed Juggy. A 1v1, and Maiev, he just has to hold the angle. Exus repositioning. Maiev will be committing to the bomb plant as well, guaranteeing the money for Tricked in the upcoming round, jumping on top of the box. Exus is going to hear the drop now. He knows he's not still up there, and Maiev just trying to position himself round that pillar. Exus has no idea. He's read this one completely wrong. He needs to clear out this pillar, but there's so many angles to check. Oh, Maiev walking into it, but he gets it anyway. It's going to be Trick to pick up the round, and the reset as well coming in. So the loss bonus of Pride now reset. And yes, I said they have a bit of money left in their bank after winning that eco, so they can get something into this, but it isn't going to be a full buy unless they decide to force things up. So just the eco here for Pride. Morals on the Armored Deagle, rest of them just on these mixed bag of pistols. And aggression as well towards Long from Morals. He's pushed all the way up here. This is nice. He may be able to catch someone off guard. Juggy going to walk into it. He gets tagged. Not the kill. Juggy still has that up to play with as well. Still an equal amount of advantage, but that will be eventually rebutted as S-Tag, he pushes himself down into that connector, takes out Camille. Morals, they know where he is now after he got that pick on Juggy. Oh, and he's going to follow up with the Deeg as well. That's the headshot. The AWP dropped, but Hunden can't allow them to pick up this AWP because that could be a real deficit. Morals going to continue his push here, but it will go to no avail. Hunden finds that entry, and now these teams, they start to pull the round back in their favour. Two players left for Pride, no armour, no weapons retrieved even, but they've got this aggressive play from Repo, so if Hunden and S-Tag rotate off this position, Repo can easily grab one of these guns that are going to be dropped in the favour of these CTs. And Exus walking into this one, another kill the way of Tricked. S-Tag going to turn back around just to defend these rifles that are dropped. And Repo is alone. Another one for Tricked. Obviously an anti-eco, so nothing to expect, but now again the buy comes up. They've got a UMP on Rapid to allow them to get a bit more utility. The rest of them on the M4s, lackluster utility however, and Exus on that AWP as well, so bits and bobs to play with. But Trick definitely have the better buy in this situation, however that's not going to limit Pride at all. They've won an eco, they can win a buy. And Tricked again, another default setup. They're playing this one very, very carefully and waiting for Pride to push up as they have been doing. When you're kind of losing in this position, you want to kind of bring the fight on the CT side, get a bit aggressive, try and get yourself some double plays, maybe some trades after you lose early players if you go for these two-man pushes into water. But already it's just Morals pushed into water, and that is it. That's the only aggression. But here we go, double peek as we talk about from the Pride side. Not going to get anything. Morals actually catches out Boron and Connector as well, and Hunden trades over on the A site. That's two. What a god. And now the bomb going to be going down on the site here for Trick. There's a 4v3 in play. Pride back on these rotations. But it's looking like another almost guaranteed round here from the Danes. So they still have so many nades to hold off these CTs. Smoke going to go out towards stairs. Molotov to follow from Juggy. And just no real reason to take any of these gunfights as well, considering they have such an advantage. Hunden actually does get caught out in the meantime, but it will be quickly rebutted by Maiev to get another one. Camille pushing back into the site. There's two. Gets himself an AK as well to play with. That's going to give him a bit more accuracy on that one. Smoke going to go out on the bomb. He doesn't have a kit to work with though, so one of them, he need to commit to the defuse right now, but Reitz is doing that. They know exactly where he is, and Maiev just going to spray him down as well. That will be Trick to pick up another round. A 9-1. This is a dominant fashion. I said that this could maybe even go 3 maps, but right now it's not seeming to be the case. Pride are just getting decimated. Repo yet to get a kill on the board. That's not a good start by any means. And Tricked again up against an eco. Just need to play this one safe here. Don't need to give away their players early on, but we do have this aggression. Up towards long, it's going to be Camille. Take the fight. And he might get an entry, but they are going to be holding the angle, at least in terms of Junkie there with the AWP posted up towards that position. Up another entry onto A, or B, sorry, follows up with 2. This is just easy stuff for Trick. They're not having any issue at all. Pride are going to just be left on 3. And again, Junkie pushes up. Camille will fall. Repo and Nexus the last to stand here for the Pride side. Nothing too difficult for the Danes. Nexus again walking into another angle play. It's going to be the AK to come out on top of that. Borup's on 3 so far, looking for 4. But Tricked, I mean, I love how they're playing this. Despite having a 5v1 up against a pistol, no guns are even dropped here. They're playing it so safe. There's no reason to get too aggressive and lose your players on by not checking angles, by rushing onto a site, but the only issue is they did leave it a little bit too late. However, they're going to have plenty of time to take the site. There's just no way that Pride can even defend this. Even if their player was on the site, Repo is not in a position to do so. So it is going to be the bomb down with 10 seconds left. That's more than enough here. Even if there was a kill here from any of the CDs to deny that bomb plant, there's enough players on the site for Trick that they could have traded that instantly. So it's not going to be too much of an issue. 10 rounds guaranteed. Repo going to be hiding with the PT-50 looking for an exit, maybe saving this one. And called a pause as well from the Pride side. So obviously I agree with that. They are having a bit of an issue clearly, and this is not typical of the Pride side either. It's not something we expected, and they've just been wrapping together in the way of Tricked so far. But Pride should definitely be able to get themselves back on the board if they can start to pick up rounds. However, they do need some rounds to play with, at least on this half. We're 11 in, and they're almost all Tricked. So if Pride don't get at least 4 rounds on this half, there's just no way they can get back into it, because they won't have enough buffer if they lose that pistol round. So it is going to be so dependent on starting to pick up rounds here. And at least they pause it right before their buy as well, so they can kind of immediately decide what they want to do. Obviously, tactical pause. I'd like to know what they're discussing right now. I'm not too sure how they're really facing such an issue right now, but they will be unpausing regardless. Now it's Tricked to at least have a tactical discussion, or is someone at the toilet or what? Because they are still on this pause. Alright, so unpause there from Tricked. They go back into the game. Maybe just a toilet break, because I don't think they need to discuss any kind of strategy here for the Trick side. Whatever they're doing is working very well. But this is, I guess, a chance for them to try out some new strategies that they want to try that haven't shown off in scrims at least. Try something spicy, bring something cool into the pot. Obviously, it's an official game, so they don't want to be too silly and risky. But that being said, they have enough round buffer to kind of play around. And even if they lose the next 4, they're going to be going into the second half with a huge advantage. However, that being said, this is a quarters match. They do want to go to the semi-finals and secure themselves at least that money for being in the 3rd and 4th place bracket as a very minimum. But now they've already found their first pick, and Pride, they still have this AWP on Nexus. He doesn't have armor to play with, but he is going to be in the position to hold it off if they do hit towards A. He's holding long, and no, there's no one on long here for the Trick side, but they're pushing all their players up short, and that's still going to be the A site, so at least something positive. And now, as I say that, Juggy coming back in with the AWP on long. It's Exus to hold this one off. They need to be able to be aware of this angle that he's holding. You can just see him posted up, holding that jump spot as well. Flash going to go out. He turns away, but he's going to be able to repeat back onto it. Takes that shot off. Hunden will go down. There's going to be S-Tag to try and hold off the angle, but Exus getting ready for another repeat. He's going to be the nade. Good timing there from Exus, but it's still the Molotov. That should force him out of position. That should burn him alive. He doesn't even realise, but he turns back around for more. That Molotov has has not landed perfectly here. It has to be Juggy to trade things out, but the flash going in again. It's another bit of damage here. And Exus, he is wreaking havoc here. Tricked are falling apart, and they're finally going to be able to at least get rid of him, but it's going to be a 2-man against 3 on the side of Tricked. It's a man deficit in Pride. They've definitely made it work. Nice stuff from Exus there. The Molotov so missed there from Tricked. If that landed, that could have been their round, but now it's starting to look the other way around. As I say that though, Borup, a key entry back onto A. It's Repo to fall. Moral's holding off alone, and the rotation already going to be on from Camille, so he knows what's up. 8 seconds left. He has to deny the bomb plant. Morals, he gets himself another, but there's just no time. Juggy has to take the fight, and Morals, he will succeed in his endeavours. Pride, they pick up a second round on the board, and Tricked, they lose out on that one, but again, this is another chance for Tricked to at least reset the economy back of Pride to that $1,400 loss bonus for the last round of the half, or last couple. So, I guess a chance for Tricked. But Pride, they still have their buy up, and they still have maybe a bit of confidence after winning that previous round, so it's definitely still in not their favour, but not out of the question for them to pick it up. But Tricked, they are changing the pace. They are going for this B play, and it looks like it's going to be a bit of a fast play as well. Already 2 CTs going to be trying to spot it out, but the push is already going to be out in the long area. Estag gets an entry. Morals trades out too. He's going to be just a man to step up here for Pride. It has to be Camille to land another shot. He does lots of damage. Going to go in for the wallbang, but the Molotov forcing him out of position. These T's still starting to entry. Hunden gets more damage, but there's still Camille backing off with that barrels there, and yeah, this is going to be the nades draining in. Morals lands another. It's all onto Juggy. He is an insane AWPer, but can he pick up this 4K? Takes the first. More Molotovs flying in. He doesn't really realise that all these CTs are all on the site, and to hold this one off. Exus in upper as well, which makes it far, far harder than it needs to be. And Juggy's just trying to bait out shots with the jump there. Nothing going to come through. Pride just holding back passive, and when they've only got 2 rounds, this is going to be the best way to play it. No need to give away the round as Juggy, he pushes back up with the Tech 9 in hand. Exus rotating just to come up on the flank or something like that, but the bomb's still down on the site, so he can't be, you know, assuming this is an A-Tech by any means. The Molotov going out towards short just to expel that. See if there's a CT moving out of the position, but now they know exactly where he is. He has to be up towards long. Going to flash out again. Another peek potentially, but he needs to clear out the CT spawn before he can even take anything. And Morals, another kill for him. Look at how he's stepping up. This is 13-11 for Morals, and him and Exus, they're single-handedly picking up these rounds. It's going to be Pride to take a third. Tricked still able to buy, but the reset did not come through, which is something so important for the Polish. If they got reset there, that would have just been the half pretty much secured there from Tricked, but no, it's going to still be in the running for congestion. But a fast push into underpass. Exus, the man to hold this down. We've mentioned him before, but he is going to have to do it again as 2 players push up. They have to play in trade positions though, because Borup obviously peeking here. Estag's not standing behind him just in case he gets collateraled, and Maeve just going to be holding the long angle as well over towards B. He pushes up, takes down Camille. Reitz attempting to trade, but the counter flash forcing him back. Maeve is following up with this utility, and Reitz fully flashed as well. Maeve peeks, but Morals lands a shot. Obviously it's Morals to get that kill, but Estag in the meantime, he knows that B is going to be empty, so they want to capitalise and take control of the site before Morals can get back in. The flash goes in, the smoke as well, but Morals continuing this push. They know where he is. The bomb plant attempted, but Estag instead gets a kill after Borup goes down. He's going to commit this time, but Exus just missing out on the angle, finds it, but a little bit too late as the bomb's already planted. Juggy going to be able to find another one to Reitz, and no need to peek here from Trick. The bomb's going to be down in their favour. They just have to hold off. These CTs now left on the retaking positions, and Repo, yes, he is close, but he has support from Exus, and that is going to be so monumental as well. This AWP is going to be great at holding angles, especially in post plants where Trick are going to be the ones having to peek up into these CT's fights, considering they do not have to hold on. They have to push because the defusal is coming in. Exus not committing to it though. Juggy gets one onto Repo. It's going to be Exus to back off and save as well, but Hinden, he doesn't want to allow it. He chases it down and he gets a kill as well. So it's going to be Trick to pick up 11 rounds. One more left of the half as well. And Pride, not exactly a reset. They picked up 2 rounds in a row, but because of the huge investment and the fact that Trick to keep bringing this down to the 1v1s, it's going to be Pride with pretty much no money left here. It's just pistols are going to be in, so just a scout on Exus to play with. The rest of them on these 5.7s and the easy as well and Reitz. Bit of utility, but by and large Strict favoured. Not even Juggy buying up this AWP, and they do have the economy for it. They're just playing the safest option. The AKs are going to be out, and they are going to be charging A as well. Just to clarify again, this is the map pick of Tricked, so it's not over for Pride. They could always bring this back on Mirage, or even Dust 2 as a third map, but it's definitely looking good for the Danes so far, and I feel like this map is pretty much almost set and done. Again, we are going to have to see how the pistol tilts things around. If Pride can pick that up, they can definitely bring it back in their favour, but at the end of the day, Tricked are definitely going to have an advantage into the second half, and I don't think I even need to tell you that here as we go back into it. 12-3 for Tricked, and Pride back on this T side to try out the pistol. But Repo has 1 kill. Not a great start. Reitz on 3 as well. It's nothing monumental for Pride. I don't think that's too far-fetched to say. But you can always reset. Some teams are really good at resetting going into the second half anyway. So it's, yeah, you know, they could bring it back. They got to get this pistol though. If they don't get the pistol, they've lost the map completely, and they will have to try and bring things back on Mirage being the second map. But let's see how this pistol goes. Buy coming out, Trick just playing it safe. They got 1 kit buy, rest on armor as well. No fancy pistol buys or anything. Pride, they're going for a couple of utility buys and they're going in fast towards B. There's only 2 defenders though in position to do that. There's Borup and Maiev. And Borup is going to be kicking things off as Borup does. First kill, trade from Camille. That's Borup to fall. There's Maiev on top of that box, but already the rotation going to be on. Estag trying to find himself another angle, but the bomb, it should be going down in just a quick second if Estag allows it. Repo though gets himself a quick trade. The CT is still creating havoc. It's Hunden so deep in the site, and he's just going to be denying the bomb plant, but there's plenty of time. Pride are not in a rush, and they can actually rotate this bomb back towards A as well, especially with Morals going down. That's looking very likely, but as I say that, Reitz comes back in through Monster. They're coming back in for the second attempt on B. But as I say that, resplitting up, waiting for the picks here. 2v3 in players. Trick just hold on to this one. They're going to be coming in from different angles. They can at least isolate the players like Juggy here, but he's just going to have to hold off against 2 1v1s. Hunden already holding the cross. That's going to be the information provided. Reitz now, his knowledge, his position is known, and Repo as well coming out of that short area. Reitz gets himself an entry now into a 2v2. Tricked, they can't afford to play too willy-nilly. They need to play this one safe. Hunden going to be pushing up, trying to deny his bomb plant. You can see Reitz has already realised. Hunden takes that shot onto him. Nice bait there from Maiev with spamming with the USP there, but the bomb's down. Repo's 4 HP. He has a USP, yes, but it's a 1v2. And Hunden, he is absolutely godly this matchup. He's going to be able to take another headshot and secure Trick the pistol there. So 13-3. It's basically GG at this point. Pride have nothing to play with, not even a bomb down, so they won't even be able to buy up until Trick are at 15. But they are going to force regardless. And now this play into B with a couple of players faking. Probably going to be bringing the bomb up towards A in the meantime. And Camille, not a great way to start, getting it naded directly down to 50. Pride though, they are going to be at least in positions that are unknown by Trick. They're not putting very much emphasis on long, and Hunden's actually already rotated back down to B. They think this is a bit of a B-take with the nades going over, but in the meantime, we should see this spot out over towards A. Now you need to spot out this bomb at least, otherwise that's going to be the plant for Pride, and maybe they could actually pull themselves back into this round, but Morals already going down towards long. That's going to be the information gathered. Maiev as well pushing up on short. 2 more for him, probably going to be Geth wrapped, and yep, he gets them both. Repo trades things out on A, but at the end of the day, Trick now know where the bomb is. There's plenty of time on the clock, yes, but pistols versus shotguns and SMGs, I know who my money's on. Reitz trying to find himself a little bit more to play with as well as the smoke goes out towards Bank. That's 1 position covered up. There's 2 left on the site. Hunden going to go down straight away. Reitz trying to follow up, shotgun for Juggy, and he may be able to do it as well. Spams away, runs out of ammo, but finally Repo's there to pick up the pieces. He's going to be alone, however, lands himself the 1 dig, and Maiev coming in to clean up. Tricked 14-3. And no bomb plant for Pride, so not even any extra money for the upcoming round. It's gonna, I'd like to think eco here and then buy up on the last, but I don't even blame them for forcing when it's 14-3. I mean, you could argue, oh yeah, they don't want to play for overtime, but I don't think that's even a possibility at this point with this kind of buy and this kind of situation. As Tricked, they've still got the spicy shotgun out for Juggy. Just trying to garner some money early on. Nice nade there from Estag to put some of them down to at least 60 HP. And a fast push up towards the A side again. Will wield them something, but Juggy, he's going to trade things out. However, the shotgun's going to be dropped. That's nothing to really pick up for the side of the terrace. Maybe good for post-plant, but definitely not for entering. Pride still had this man advantage, and Trick can't afford to throw this away. There's just no point. No point to waste their time. Just play it safe. They are just playing slow, playing for a bit of information. If Trick to get too big for their boots and start to get antsy and aggressive here on the CT side, then Pride will be able to catch them. Hunden though, he needs to clear this close angle. Oh dear, the timing. Catches out X's changing weapon. Nice stuff there, but now they're pushing to B, and Maiev going to deny the first. Lots of damage coming onto the second as well, as Reitz is down to 30. That nade should be the death of him, but he just moves out of position in 20 in the meantime. And now the short hole coming out from Borup as he tries to deny the next two into the site. It's Reitz coming up, trying to entry, but not going to happen. Shotgun just going to be obliterated, and now all on Camille. It's hard to cast when you know what's going to happen. It's going to be Trick to pick up a 15th round. There's just not even enough time left for this bomb plant, and Maiev, he's going to be able to deny it. 15, Pride, no bomb again, but the loss bonus ever so slightly, stacking up $500 extra per round, and they do have 2,400 with obviously the additional kill money as well. So about 2,700 max here, and we can see the investment. AK going to be dropped from Camille onto Repo. Probably not the player you want to give it to. I don't really know. I think Morals could be a little more useful with that, but 15-3, why not? Go for it. It's not about this map anymore, it's about the next map really. There's not really much point of caring too much about how this one's going to go. It's all about if Pride can reset and play Mirage right, because that's going to be the most important factor. They shouldn't be concentrating on what's happening here. It doesn't matter, it's all over, they've lost the game. Just, you know, get ready, focus, and try and bring it back for the next one. But as I say that, Morals, he's going to at least make this one costly. A couple more kills over towards A. B. Got one of the sites. 50-50 there. And Pride continuing a bit of a push up towards B. Bomb going to be making its way as well. We have Juggy coming in through the connector, but he can't be too hasty with this one as Borup is very, very low. So if he goes down, it's all going to be in Borup who's on 20 HP, and that will just extend this loss. But Camille going to be entering. Remember, he doesn't have armor. That's horrible. And Borup, I love this angle. He's just playing the bait spot. He's looking down to the ground. They're not even going to check it, I don't think. Oh my god. They don't even check it. Borup, I love this. Borup, he needs to eventually realise when's the right time to peek. Borup, it's now. It's now, Borup. Peek. What are you doing? What's happening? No, they're walking past. They're going to boost. Borup. Oh my god, they've realised. Camille. Oh dear. Borup let them sneak all the way past him onto the site. That's not good. Now it's all on Juggy. Retake coming in. He has full HP, so it's something, I mean, favourable for Tricked, but right now I feel like Pride are probably going to just take this very, very aggressively and just try to clean this up at least, but Juggy pushing back into the site. Camille, he's going to be on the default spot. Another player towards short. That's Morals, who's very low. And Camille, he needs to go down straight away if Juggy wants to make this work. Lots of damage. Wallbang comes in. Now Camille trying to trade, or Morals trying to trade things out as Camille's death. But the nade will go in. That's going to land perfectly. Juggy realises that, but he actually moves out of position now. He doesn't have a kit to work with. He needs to get on this defuse, and Morals going to push right in as well. He's going to take that full peek. Juggy gets it, but no time left. It's going to be Trick to save. They're going into the next round, but the round going to Pride still a little bit extended loss here as 4 rounds are going to come in, but at least he didn't allow anyone to keep onto their guns. Dear, what a round. If Borup checked, I'm not sure what he was trying to accomplish with that. Eventually they are going to clear that angle, eventually, after they've taken the site. Is he trying to wait for a bomb plant? Well, obviously he was, but still something you should probably be a little bit wary about. Well, push on to B here for Pride. They've not really got much utility, but they've definitely got the weaponry to play with. Tricked on the other side. It's going to be the complete opposite. Not so much the weaponry in terms of Maiev on that pistol and Estag on that SMG, but the rest of them have the utility. Nexus, he lands himself a headshot on the entry. Borup going straight down. Not a fan of that barrel's position anymore, is he? That's going to tilt him to oblivion. Pride with the man advantage, but how much longer can they make this game last? How much pain can they bring to everyone watching who knows the true outcome, the true result? Exus is going to be sneaking out of B. Again, he has found this entry, so it does make sense. Juggy as well. Sneaking in from the flank. This could be perfect. If he comes down the connector at the right time, Pride are going to be caught off. He's getting so much information. Now look at the rotations. S-Tag's even moving off A. They have no A control. They know this is a B take. Exus, his second headshot entry of the round. This time also a wallbang. It's going to be Hunden to spray down 2, but Exus trading. That's his third so far. He's going in for this ace. Juggy going to come in from short to at least catch like a rotation through the connector as we were talking about. And S-Tag going to follow up as well. It's all on Exus. He has to ace this round. He's got himself 3. But there's going to be two more. Pushing back up. He takes the first fight. Lands a headshot onto Juggy. Looking in for more. But Estag, he only needs one bullet. And he'll land it as well. That'll be it. Map going to be secure. Tricked 16-4. And we will be heading to Mirage as well to see if Pride can bring this back on the second one of this best of 3. See you in a minute.